earlier. So, let's just skip this break. I know you're all fired up, and I do have a call on the line here. It's the Skype call, so it's a wild card. Greetings, you are on the air. Hello. I can't name this. If you're on a Skype and you're on hold, you are on the air right now. Hello.
I'm on hold. Could you hear me?
Yeah.
You're live. Hello.
Introduce. Who are you?
This is Anthony Antonello, but I'm not
on
Skype.
Greetings. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's showing the 111 Skype thing. So no worries. But you are on the air. I'm very familiar with your work. You make a lot of great YouTube videos. Make some good confrontations. So I would definitely want to encourage people to go check out your work as well.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me, guys. And, as everybody here is well aware that the National Defense Authorization Act is probably one of the biggest issues that we are facing today. It's obviously one of the most draconian pieces of legislation ever introduced. And, it's at the point where, the way I look at it is silence is compliance. It's so bad that if you do not rise up and do something or say something about it, then, you are in the wrong. Then you are giving in to literally complete slavery. We just had a phone mob, Colin bomb, whatever you want to call it, on Friday, because I heard two elderly ladies in my area call up about it. They must have, I don't know if they heard me or, they called up, and I'm like, I'm going to call and inform them more, inform all the listeners more about it. And the caller after me, called me a conspiracy nut. He literally used the word conspiracy 3 times, right? And he's like, I always hear Mr. Antonello ranting about all these crazy conspiracies, and he's like, I'd like to give him, or I'd like to get, one time that something like this has ever happened. Now, on this local radio talk show, I can't call and give counterpoint, but I was recording the show, so I just finished the video today. I just uploaded it a couple hours ago, and if he sees it, he's going to be very embarrassed because I not only showed one, but multiple occasions of, what he asked for, how this government does have the power to literally do anything they want to you. I mean, because they make the rules, they change the rules as they go. It's just now that it's out in the open, and they're making it more official, they're making it law, and now it's at a point where, in my opinion, they're trying to get more people accustomed to it, like indoctrinating our kids through the TSA, and, now they're trying to get us to go along with it. It's already law. They can do whatever they want to us. I mean, you name it, they can do it, and they can get away with it, okay? The only thing is they're not enforcing it as of yet, but that's why, or to a degree, but that's why we need to, while we have some sort of fighting chance, we need to do everything we can to fight this bill, because it's wrong on so many levels.
Anthony, let me jump in here because we got to have you bounce back into that conference call and do the tag team. I'm typing in the message, the chat room window right now. What is the name of your website? Where can they find this? Would this be youtube.com/?
You could go to anthonyantonello.com. You could go to YouTube and just type in my name, Anthony Antonello, or just Google or Yahoo and just type my name in, and that'll lead you in the right direction.
Yeah, you got a few videos of confronting politicians and making them look pretty silly.
Yeah, just in the last month, Nancy Pelosi,
State Nancy,
a couple local guys, Mitt Romney. So I mean, I'm doing everything I can. I mean, I literally had Mitt Romney 2 feet away from me and asked him, will you repeal sections, 1021 and 1022 with NDAA? And he ignored me. I pushed harder. Finally, he said, I don't take important questions on the rope line. I mean, I literally had my cameraman have the camera. It was right next to his face, so it was a great shot. But it shows you that, the disconnect. These guys will hold babies and take pictures, and, as long as as you're kissing their ass, everything's okay. But if you're asking a serious question, no, that's okay. He said, that's what we have press conference for. Well, tell me, Willard, when was the last time you had a press conference? When can anybody get at you and ask serious questions? And that doesn't go just for him. That goes for any of these people. They're elitists and not take real questions. But I'm getting beeped, sir. I know I have to get back into that conference call, guys, so I'm sorry I have to leave you.
No, it's all good.
I'm
sure
great
we'll
to have
keep
you.
doing this.
Thank you for...
we will keep doing this, buddy.
Same to you guys. Keep up the good work, and I'll talk to you soon, I'm sure.
Thanks, Anthony. Just let Chris know
guys.
he's up next, and then we'll take his call. We might have a commercial break right now, and then we'll get to everyone else real fast. Thanks, Anthony.
Okay, he's down. Yeah,
let's do this. Do you want to hit the commercial break real quick? Because we're going to have some people calling in, and we're going to have to move real fast here.
Yeah, it's no problem. Otherwise, I could skip the break. I know we've only got about 20 minutes left here, so I don't have anybody up in the queue right now.
Well, what's going to happen is he's going to hang up that phone. He's going to go back into this conference call. These other people, don't forget, there are a lot of people that feel exactly the way that you do. Not just you, Blake, but I mean the listeners. There are a lot of people who feel exactly the same way.
Yeah, it's the line in the sand right here. NDAA is the line in the sand, and the main thing is we got to wake up. I guess we call it the Democrat or the liberal base or whatever. They've got to wake up to this big time. So I don't know. We all have to come together here and fight this. And Anthony Antonello does some great work. He's done some videos. There was another one. I know he confronted Mitt Romney. I saw that. I know there was another. I want to say more of a local politician that he confronted and put him on the spot about that as well. I can't completely verify that. I know he's still back on the line here.
Hey, but here's one. We got Anthony Antonello talking to Jesse Ventura in Philadelphia, where he asked how he felt when he first learned the truth of the Gulf of Tonkin event. And you have something where a U.S. Navy ship just fired on somebody else and killed somebody in the Middle East today. It's a story we haven't even gotten to. And Anthony's out there doing. That's the point. Everybody can do something. So
I think he also organized the. Did he have that thing with the Fed? Then he organized the New York Fed. And they found him on Facebook or something like that. He was organizing some sort of a protest, and I don't think nobody even showed up at the whole federal building was surrounded by cops. They got wind of this thing, and it was that was an interesting story from last year as well. I think that was Anthony Antonello. I'm not sure if I'm getting that confused, but either way. Let me jump. I know we got a call here on 917 here. Let me take this call. Greetings, 917.
Hello, hi, am I on the air?
Yes, you are on the air.
Hi, Chris DeBellis with FightTyranny.org. How goes it?
Hey, great, and great to have you up on the show here.
Doing great, Chris. Thanks for joining us. Let's introduce yourself. Tell us about FightTyranny.org and why you care about the NDAA.
Right on. Well, FightTyranny.org was an idea that was dreamt up several months ago. Basically, what we lack on the Internet is a clear channel for all of this information in one source. You have your GovTracks, your OpenCongress.org, and all these other various sources, but they require you to really dig, to really do research, to know what bill numbers are called, who's voting on what. What FightTyranny.org is, it's an aggregation, a simplified aggregation of all this data. You basically come to the site, you pick your state, it shows you the representatives by image, shows you their contact details, it shows you their voting records. Now, the best thing about it is you can click on a voting record, and from there you can actually send the representative and or senator and anybody in our cabinet that we choose to add a notice, a letter, an actual physical piece of snail mail, where you can have it customized or it can be a predefined message. You pay the postage on whatever it is, the 50 cents or $1, whatever it is, and it gets sent directly to the congressman or senator in question. The way I think the congressmen and senators gauge the public's interest in certain issues are by, of course, feedback. One of them is email and phone, but the weight in an actual physical piece of letter, an actual piece of mail, the weight of that is significant. So if we can have a mechanism for the general public, we the people, to go, if you pay the postage, you have a predefined, respectful, professional message written about this specific issue, like the NDAA. this message goes out by the thousands. These people start to wake up. They start to realize it's out of the alternative media. It's out of the mainstream. It's on their tables. It's on their plates. It's a tangible issue that they have to address because these are real people sending these real letters.
Well, Chris, I'll tell you what. That sounds really good. We're down to very short time, so if you could do this, give us one more time where they can find more information on your website, and then when you go back into the conference call, can you ask Dan from P.A.N.D.A and Representative Gordon to get with us because we have about 14 minutes left, and we might not have time for everyone today. But
Absolutely.
I want to get to
Absolutely.
Dan Gordon,
So again,
Rhode
the
Island,
website is fighttyranny.org. That's fight FIGHTTYRANNY.org. And, of course, you can find us at fighttyranny.org. And that's about it. So I'll drop out. I'll let these folks know that you're waiting, and good luck.
Thank you very much, Chris. Appreciate your time.
Thanks for the time, guys.
Blake.
All right, thanks, man.
Blake, things are really fun right now because it's so nice for me to talk to other people that are fired up. You know, you hear Anthony talking about, so some idiot calls in and says I'm a conspiracy nut. Okay, well, you're hearing a wide array of voices and people that are fired up enough to create websites, to take their personal time to do this. I mean, we don't have to march in a volunteer army for 7 years with bloody stumps for feet without shoes at Valley Forge to impact a change in our country. We just have to connect with each other. So, you know, call all of us conspiracy theorists because we're quickly reaching a point where anyone not on board with reality, they are the conspiracy theorists. They're the ones who are believing in a false reality. Those are the liars, and I think it's becoming more and more clear.
Yeah, if you want to get rid of the conspiracy theorists, you know, jump in the debate. Prove us wrong. You know, you want it to go away, prove us wrong. You can't. You just ended up making, like you said, you get these people on video or whatever, and they look silly. They live in their own little world, but I don't know. Yeah, we all got to get together and have these debates, and if we're wrong, we're wrong. I'd like to be wrong on 90% of the issues I cover, but I don't think I am. So we're just going to keep bringing the information out. Yeah, I could just end this. I'd be like, dude, I can't believe I was wasting all that time for all these. You know, now I can go back to watching ESPN and playing Call of Duty again. You know, it'd be a good time.
You and me could be playing Madden right now instead of talking about how fleeting freedom is, how this is the anomaly in world history. People are usually not free. People are usually enslaved. This is a unique opportunity that we have, and if we don't fight to keep it, we're going to lose it. This is important. This is worth spending time on. This is worth speaking out about because in any war, I don't have anywhere near the toys and capabilities that some other people have. But nobody has my brain. Nobody has my voice. Nobody has my courage. But all of us have that, and as we all lock arms together, I'm no hippie, but if we all lock arms together just fighting for freedom, it's a pretty common concept, liberty, freedom, not complicated, then we can affect a change here. So please check out fighttyranny.org and check out Anthony Antonello's site as well. So I think coming up next will either be a representative from Rhode Island or Dan Johnson with P.A.N.D.A.
Yeah, I don't recognize the 401, but we'll put them on the air. 401, you are up and on the air.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. This is Rhode Island State Representative Daniel Gordon calling in.
Hello, Daniel. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining us today. We're talking about the NDAA and, kind of introduce yourself, where you're coming from, and how you're connected with the issue.
Well, I'm a libertarian out of the state of Rhode Island, somewhat of an anomaly, considering that we've been under 75 years of democratic rule here in this state. I was the first state legislator in the country to recognize, to the best of my knowledge, the dangers with the Section 1021 in NDAA in filed legislation.
Explain what 1021 is. Explain what Section 121 is, because people say, oh, that's not real. There's no real threat here. Stop it. You're a conspiracy theorist. You're a nut job.
No,
stop. It's not.
Well, it's a typical shenanigans that are put on by the federal government, regardless of who is in power. They tuck in these unconstitutional, onerous provisions within a bill that no one on the outside would normally suspect. And what this does it provides the president the ability to authorize the United States military to indefinitely detain, without charge, suspension of habeas corpus of American citizens on American soil. This is it's abhorrent, to say the least. And forgive me if I'm being a little bit flabbergasted, but it's such an onerous thing. And the vast amount of American citizens are unaware because the mainstream media refuses or is ordered to not report on it.
No, it is terrible.
However, I'm proud to say that despite the fact that we're under single-party rule here in this state, that 43 out of 75 representatives in the House in Rhode Island became co-sponsors.
Well, no, that's awesome news. There's all kinds of really good developments, and it's good to see that people are fighting back. And yes, I have a big problem with you're talking about the mainstream media, and I would definitely want to center on like a New York Times that really doesn't really seem to get into the whole NDAA thing. I've seen even Bloomberg. They don't use the words NDAA. If you ever go to their website and use the search engine, they always spell it out, national authorization. It's hard to find. They don't really try to inform their viewers of it. It's a huge issue, but they're always trying to, I guess, hold water for the Obama administration or wherever. And it's a sad thing that they're not informing their viewers. And this is one of the most important issues we've ever faced in American history.
Well, I'm going to tell you, it's absolutely abhorrent, it's sickening, it's disgusting. It's in complete violation of what the First Amendment was supposed to be about, which was the free press keeping an eye on what the federal government was doing and reporting back to the people. It's absolutely horrible. I have had national coverage, being the first legislator in the country to recognize this danger, from a number of national publications, but right here in tiny Podunk, District 71 of Rhode Island, not one single bit of coverage to inform the people of what their legislators, what their representative was up to. I hate to use the term conspiracy, but, if they were so willing to report on somebody getting a speeding ticket, and that's the headline for a week, but they can't report on something as onerous as this, shame on them.
No, I agree.
Absolutely.
Well said, and we're going to have to jump calls here. I know we got a couple more calls, and we only got a few more minutes here. So, no, I really appreciate all you're doing. Yeah.
Thank you for the time, gentlemen.
All right, keep up the great work, man. All right, now we're going to jump to, sorry, I didn't mean to cut off. We only got about 6 minutes here. We're going to jump to 913. Yep, touch and go. 913, hello? You are on the air. How you doing?
Hello?
Yeah, 913, yep.
Yeah, this is Richard Fry. I'm the General Counsel at Patriot Coalition, and I'm also with the legal team for the Intolerable Acts, which is a joint project, a national project between the Patriot Coalition and Oathkeepers that relates to the National Defense Authorization Act. And I guess how I would summarize this is that the NDAA is probably the greatest and most direct attack on our personal liberties since the Revolutionary War. It basically invalidates 14 separate provisions of the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. It's a bipartisan effort on behalf of both parties. We've had nothing but controlled confusion and controlled opposition in its passage and in the amendments during its passage, and also the amendments after the fact to try to correct the problem. And what we are seeing now is basically has a historical similarity to what the Nazis were doing in 1933-34, where they started prosecuting their people using military-type tribunals and accusing them of being traitors for speaking out against the government. And we have that now. And what a lot of people don't understand is that what the NDAA did by congressional intent, and you can go to the YouTubes and you can see it, Senators Graham and McCain.
Yeah.
They have declared the United States of America a battlefield. A battlefield is controlled by the military, and it's under martial law and military law, and that is what they are doing now. They are going.
Well, Richard, I'll tell you what. Richard, we only have about 4 minutes left. I think we got one more call to take. Can you give everybody your website again where they can find some more information?
theintolerableacts.org. Intolerableacts.org.
All right. Well, hey, Richard,
thank you very much.
I'd love to have you on more. Yeah, if we had more time, I'd love to have these guys on a little bit longer. Unfortunately, we only got a little bit of a time, so I'm going to jump to a local call here in Vegas, 702. You are on the air. How are you?
Yeah, this is Stewart Rhodes with Oathkeepers.
Hey, Stuart. How are you?
Doing,
we met you Friday night. This is Blake the Eccentric. We did a little show over at Bally's there.
Yeah, we sure did. That's good to go. Yeah, in fact, I was just I helped write a nullification of NDAA resolution along with Richard, who was just on the line. And so we're part of this. There's a broad coalition being formed, and we're part of it together.
And what do you think people don't know that they need to know about NDAA? They hear it, they don't think it's real, they don't think it could be as bad as it actually is. What do they need to know to snap out of the funk saying, well, a Democrat wouldn't do that, Obama wouldn't pass that, that's not real, that couldn't affect people in America today? What do they need to know?
Well, they just need to know that it already has been interpreted to affect Americans, because the 1021 of the NDAA refers back to the AUMF of 2001, the authorization to use military force. And what it says is that, yes, when we authorized military force back in 2001, we meant that to also include military detention, military trial, and rendition. And, you know, what they're really doing is Congress is saying yes to the interpretations that have already been used by the Bush administration and then by the Obama administration. And they're rubber stamping and approving of all the things that have been done in the name of that AUMF in 2001. Bush already detained 2 U.S. citizens, Yasser Hamdi, Jose Padilla. It's already wound its way through the courts. The Supreme Court said it's okay under the AUMF of 2001. This gives congressional assent and confirmation to that. And so it has already been interpreted as applying to U.S. citizens. That's what's so hilarious about all these Congress idiots that are saying it doesn't apply to U.S. citizens. And as far as habeas corpus goes, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say we only have a minute, so wrap up habeas corpus and tell people where they can get more information, what you're working on next, and if you're having any gatherings about this issue, if they can find more about it. So wrap up habeas corpus.
We are planning a protest on it. We're just trying to pick a good date, and we're probably going to go with Constitution Day, September 17th. Sorry, September 17th, Constitution Day. That'll probably be the likely date of our protest. We're just not sure yet. And they can go to oathkeepers.org and find out more, or as Richard just said, they can go to theintolerableacts.org and read resolutions against it and learn more.
And your quick point on habeas corpus. We have about 30 seconds.
Well, they'll tell you, sure, you still have the habeas corpus review, because they'll bring you in front of a military judge or even a civilian judge, and they'll say, yes, we have reason to believe he's an enemy combatant. And the judge will say, okay, great, and that's your habeas review. So they'll say, yeah, habeas corpus is still there, but it's not, real review. You're not getting a trial. You're not getting a grand jury indictment. It's a farce.
It's been changed. Well, I'll tell you what, Stewart, I'll bring you back onto the New American Media sometime. We can do an expanded show, and we'll have to bring you back here to the Eccentric Perspective on Freedomizer Radio again sometime soon. All right, buddy?
Sounds good.
All right, thank you, Stewart. That was Stewart Rhodes with Oathkeepers. Blake, we're quickly out of time here. It was
we
kind
are
of a
quickly
crazy
out
last
of time.
half hour.
And I see, I know we got a few more calls, too. I'm just not able to get to it. I see one of them is Dan from P.A.N.D.A. I don't know if we can get him on for about 20 seconds, and I apologize to all the other callers.
Give him 20 seconds.
All right, I apologize to 928, but we're going to jump to Dan. Just quickly introduce yourself. What's going on?
Dan Johnson from P.A.N.D.A., People Against the National Defense Act, giving a quick elevator pitch on the NDAA. The bill itself passed for 48 years by Congress. Not necessarily bad, but the provisions in it are needles in a haystack. 1021 and 1022 authorize the indefinite detention of American citizens without charge and without trial. And we are a coalition. We are fighting against it, and we will stop the NDAA on American soil.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Well
Dan, the website. Where's the website?
PANDAunite.org.
There you go. All right. Thank you, Dan. We'll do this again. Blake, we're out of time.
Yeah, we're out of time. Stick around for the Moretti Report. I want to thank all you guys for joining in on that conference call, and thanks again to Brian the Brain from New American Media, and we'll be back on Wednesday. Stick around for the Moretti Report.